Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gift of the Gab with myself, and the wife will be with me in a few minutes. I have sent her the email. She's obviously going to be in the other room because when me and Cheryl tried to sit in the same room to do a stream, unfortunately, Teddy doesn't like that. So, what you call it? We stream in separate rooms. And Eagle Eye Fry says, cool intro that. Yeah, the guy that's responsible for it is Problem Being. You can find him on Twitter. He does all the work on my channel. He also has his own channel, which PD Rich, one of my mods, is there. If you could throw in Lee's channel there, Eagle Eye Fry, you can check out the rest of Lee's work on his channel. Check it out. I see there's 17 people watching at the moment. If you could do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, or if you don't want to like it, hit that dislike button as well. And don't forget, as I said, to share. Very important. Kind of helps us out a little bit as well. So we're going to bring on my co-host for tonight, which happens to be also the woman that I'm married to. Just before we came on live, myself and the wife and PD Rich were having a conversation, and just want to apologize to PD Rich. I'm sorry that you had to hear the wife beat the shit out of me, but there you go. All sexist bigots deserve it. So, I take me punishment like a good little, but I'm only messing. It was nice to talk to PD Rich off stream, actually, myself and Cheryl, and we had a bit of a laugh. But let's bring on my co-host, who, as I said, is the ball and chain, the other half, the bird, the wife. I'm already in trouble. It's the one and only Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl.
Just thought I'd make you sweat it out for a second. Hi.
She was actually trying to be funny there. Wow. Okay. That probably would have been funny in the 1960s, love. But
I'm not quite that old.
But how are you, wife?
I'm still good, babe. Thanks. How are you?
Well, I got you, babe.
Oh, nice save. Because I could hear you shit talking me from in there. So
yeah. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, welcome to Gift of the Gab. If you want to know what this is all about, Cheryl will be best explaining it, because if I sit here and try and explain it to you, I'll probably be here all night and get confused, and then you won't know what the fuck is going on. So Cheryl, go ahead.
Well, hey, zoners, everybody, welcome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Gift of the Gab is basically just a condensed version of what I tend to do to Noel during his streams, which is, give him a bunch of shit, troll him and talk to him about randomness or what I think about things. It's just that we're going to do it on this kind of a format, and it's just going to be some banter. It's just some silly banter.
Oh, sorry, Cheryl, there. I have to take a phone call. It's just the mistress. Hang on.
Oh, okay, good. So, yeah. Will she be taking you then?
I'm sorry. I'm with the wife now. It's the wrong time. Like, what did I tell you about ringing me when I'm live anyway?
Tell her to take you.
Oh, the wife said you can have me. Yeah. Oh, we just got caught out. Jesus, I wouldn't be very good at this, would I? See that? That's how easy it is. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd get caught out straight away. But welcome, everybody. I hope you do enjoy tonight. We're just, as you said, just a little bit of banter to get away from all the politics and all of that other stuff that's going on. It's a bit of escapism. And I do know Cheryl actually has a few things that she does want to talk about. She actually made a list, believe it or not.
I
So
did.
what kind of person would I be if I didn't let her, you read out what the topics. So what would you like, because there are a few things you'd like to talk about. And obviously we had brief discussions about this and you wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, because it was really kind of an interesting thing, and I thought it'd be funny if we just finished the conversation tonight as opposed to when it started. Well, okay, so I'm just going to let you guys know that I wrote my little talking points on my cheat sheet that I'm making for my mom. That is stuff that I really, really, really missed from America that I really want her to send me. So I can't lose this. This is like super important, so I can't throw it away. So last night yesterday I just conked out and I slept and I fell asleep and I didn't wake up until like, what was it, Noel, 1 when you came out with Ted?
Yeah, 1 a.m. at first, yeah.
And I thought he was totally just making fun. I thought he was.
Yeah. So when I went in, right, because I brought Ted in and she was like, she woke up, she didn't know what was going on. And she looks at me and she goes, what time is it? I said, it's 1 a.m. She goes, no, it's not. I said, it's 1 a.m. She goes, no, it's not. I said, it is. It's 1 a.m. She checks her phone. Oh, it's 1 a.m. Right? So then she goes, I'm hungry. Wasn't it? I think I might have a bowl of cereal. And then when you come out, then it wasn't a bowl of cereal. I think you ended up just eating an apple or something.
Yeah.
And then you had a cup of tea, and we literally spoke for a few minutes. And then it was like, I'm going back to bed, right?
Yeah.
So she did. And she eventually fell back asleep. But of course, I decided I'm falling asleep on the sofa. So I said, I normally try to force myself to stay awake. I'll go to sleep early because Cheryl's asleep. I'll get some sleep. It'd be grand. She wakes me up at 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, that's so. If you weren't here earlier, that's why he's cranky, is because God love him. Noel doesn't usually roll out of bed until late afternoon, early evening, and so he did come to bed early, which I usually bitch to him about. And then I guess I was being too twitchy and annoying him and woke him up, and then just decided, well, we should stay up. But I brought him his favorite coffee, so really all is right in the world.
Well, she brought me my favorite coffee.
Two cups.
And then we had a bit of I said, where's my sugar? Right? And then she goes, I'll bring you in some sugar. And fair play, she brought in the sugar, but she brought in the wrong sugar. I said, not that sugar. This is the brown sugar.
We get, you know how at the coffee shop they have those little like packets of sugar, those little sachet things. Yeah. Well, he said to bring the sugar, so I just brought like the entire bag of sugar.
The whole entire bag in. So then we ended up going back to bed. We put nothing like that. We had the laptop. And then we start watching.
Again, it sounds bad when you're saying it that way. So we decided to watch stuff on the laptop.
She did say that she'd stab me in my sleep with the scissors. So that's.
Yeah. So we watch creepy YouTube videos because
Yeah, we like watching creepy, YouTube videos, which is funny because we watch a creepy YouTube video and if there's any clowns or anything like that on a shower loses our shit.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's like 2:30 in the morning, and we're just randomly chatting and stuff like that. And this was the thing that just annoyed me to no end. So, okay, I'm going to start off this by saying, if you've ever heard Noel talk, he does some conspiracy theory stuff.
Oh,
he talks about conspiracy theories all the time. Now, you don't hear that. I wish I could meet you. You don't hear as much as I hear, y'all, but it's quite a lot. And I, listen to most of it, smile, nod. Every now and then I do just burst into tears laughing, but whatever. Anyway, we were just talking about stuff, and Noel had said, he goes, do you hear something? And I was like, yeah. And I said, that high-pitched sound? He's like, yeah. That high-pitched sound everyone hears. You guys know that sound that happens in your ear that's all like, like that. So I'm like, yeah. And I tell him, completely serious, And please put in the chat what you think about this, because I'm really interested. So I said, you know what I think that is? I honestly think it is the alien frequency, because that's how they're communicating with us about stuff, is if it's an alien frequency. And we all think we're just hearing like this little buzzing sound in our ear, this high-pitched, sound, but it really could be the aliens. And my conspiracy theory husband mocked me. He said it was stupid, ridiculous, and implausible. Says the man who once tried to convince me that the Earth is an orb.
I did not say that.
Something about the North Pole.
Stop misquoting me. I said the only proof that you have that the Earth is a globe is from NASA. And I said we shouldn't trust NASA. I'm not saying the world is not a globe. Holy shit, stop with that flat earth shit. I didn't say that. I just said the only proof that people have is what NASA tells them. And
what's
NASA
the other thing you don't believe?
And this alien frequency thing, what's the point of it? Why would they be doing it?
I don't know. I'm not an alien, but they could be. That could be how they're communicating. And that could be how they take us over.
Right. But why not? Oh, right. So, see, this is where I have, if you had said the government was doing this.
Well, maybe it's not an alien frequency. Maybe the other frequency. You know that sound, that the horn sounds people hear in the sky in some places?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's all part of the same thing, or those people that hear that weird sound that no one else has. You just don't know. It could be. No. I mean, I'm not convinced there's aliens. I'm not convinced there's aliens. I'm just saying it's not implausible.
Right. Well, you see, the thing about it is they wouldn't need to use high frequency sounds or any noises like that. All they'd have to do is just fly down in a fucking spaceship, show themselves in the sky, and everybody will panic anyway because we're a bunch of morons.
But what if they come in through the ground? What if they come in through the core of the Earth? You see, you don't know. The aliens are going to surprise you. You'll be surprised.
Well, if there's going to be an alien invasion, more than likely it's going to be faked by the governments of the world. And we're all going to be hallucinating. And that's how they'll take us over finally. So, I don't know. Listen, I'm not a flat earther. Jesus Christ. Right? I'm not a flat earther. Look, the point I'm just trying to make is that when we get any information from space, about space, it's from NASA and the European space agencies and whatever other space agencies. And all I'm saying is those space agencies, like governments out there, don't tell us all of the truth, right? So the point that I just made is that that people are saying this is the reason why you have conspiracies about the flat earth, right? The earth not being a globe. Is because people do genuinely believe that NASA will lie to them sometimes. And I do believe that, but I'm not saying the earth is flat. All I'm just saying to you is the earth, the information that we get, right, is off NASA. When we grow up, we're told the earth is a globe. You read books, scientific books, right? Where's all the information coming from? NASA.
You get news from Twitter. What are you talking to me about reading scientific books now?
Let's be honest, NASA doesn't always tell the truth. And some people do believe out there that NASA lies about certain things that happen out there.
Like, why haven't we went back to the moon since the 70s?
Why haven't we went back to the moon since the 70s? Why all this focus on Mars, on a planet that, we haven't even investigated all of our own planet, but yet we're talking about sending humans to Mars. Why not fix our own fucking planet first instead of going off into the stars? Mars. What do you want to go to fucking Mars for?
I don't want to go to Mars, Noel.
Right, but I'm just saying, what's the fucking point? It's a waste of money. Yeah, right? Why don't we just go back to the moon? Right? Just because we went to the moon once before, like, can we not go back? No. Build a moon base on look, I'm no expert here, right?
Well, you can say that again.
Well, I think that it'd be cheaper if we set up a base on the fucking moon instead of going all the way to fucking Mars and then launching rockets off the fucking moon. Elon Musk has his new fucking rockets. I'm sure he could get one of them to the fucking moon. I'm sure they could start building a fucking moon base, save the fucking money instead of going to fucking Mars, sending couples to fucking Mars. What, to have kids and what, to fucking grow a population there to what? To fuck up that planet too?
I don't know. I was just saying I thought, it could be alien noises. I
Well,
mean,
I'm
granted,
being
I had
honest,
been,
being
woken
honest,
up
you
out
know
of a sleep
what?
coma, but whatever.
Alien invasion is what we need right now, wifey. That's what we need right now. An alien fucking invasion. And maybe everybody will cop onto themselves because we'll have bigger fucking problems.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
anyway, that's how our evening started. Like when I woke up yesterday, that's how it started. Me going on about alien frequency.
But no, look, you are getting all serious though. There is something in all of that noise frequency that certain people around the globe. And you see, the thing about it is, people are thinking that these people were mad, but it's literally thousands beyond thousands of people that hear this sound. Now, you have heard of the trumpets in the sky. Actually, the Bible talk about it and all that, but people have literally been hearing weird noises in the sky. Now, for me, I think it's an atmosphere thing. The Earth does tilt as well, and it has actually moved on its axis. Actually, NASA, but again, I do say that, and I say I don't believe NASA, but if you're led to believe what NASA says, they said that the Earth has actually turned a little bit on its axis. So I think that explains the whole phenomenon of the trumpets in the sky. But it could be that we're all going to die and the world's going to end soon. But who gives a flying crap? I'm going to enjoy it while I'm here.
Which is why you should eat chocolate.
And that's what, I'm going to ring my mistress to ask her to bring me over a bit of maybe a chocolate eclair or something. Do you want that?
Yeah, could you ask her to bring some wine?
Yeah, no problem. The wife wants wine. Yeah, done. Sorted, love.
All right, good.
Sorted. See, we're an inclusive marriage. We include everybody.
So then I don't know. I was really trying to think of how we got there. I think it was then, I got mad at you because you weren't, entertaining me with my whole, alien sound wave thing. And then we were talking about Ted. So Ted's got a couple of new toys. And as you all know, Ted loves his balls, which sounds so bad when I say it, but you know what I mean? His little toy rubber balls, not the ones he probably shouldn't have. Anyway, he
ones between his legs that he licks.
Yeah, gross. Anyway, right. he has a new one that he loves this ball more than anything it's absolutely his favorite. And so he's bringing it to Noel last night, and I've decided I think we're all screwing it up with the dogs because, he's bringing it to us. And I think what he's trying to do is he doesn't want us to take it from him. He's like a 5-year-old going, look at me, mom, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. So he wants us to he wants to show it off. So he just wants us to look at and talk about it and say it's great. And then he'll run off with it. So last night I tried that out. And as Ted's bringing up the ball, I'm like, who's a good boy with his ball? Who loves his ball? And he was all excited and stuff. And then we didn't take it. And he was just happy as Larry. And then when he did finally give it to Noel, and Noel threw it, it was all good in the world, and there was no growling and barking.
By the way, that saying they're happy as Larry, where did that come from? Was there actually a guy that was so happy and his name was Larry that everybody just decided to go with that? That's very interesting.
I don't know. I picked that up from you because we say happy as a clam where I'm from.
Happy as a clown?
Clam.
Oh, a clam. But
clams
are moist. There's nothing happy about a clam.
I didn't make up the expression, Noel.
Okay. Well, whoever made that expression up needs to get their head examined. They clearly had problems with fish.
No.
They did. They clearly had problems with fish. Yeah. Everybody else probably got that, but you didn't. But it's okay.
What? No.
Nothing.
It's distracted.
Yeah. You were distracted.
Yeah, I get that way, shiny things.
Yeah. Shiny things. Yeah. But back to this whole alien business. Let's hope they come down real soon because we need something fast. Hurry up, Willis. He's taking his second time since the 50s. Jesus Christ, what years of being done.
Third doctor asked about the what about Bob's your uncle thing. It's funny because I don't remember hearing it until, I met Noel, but it actually is because I do have an uncle named Bob. So
Bob's your uncle.
And he is.
There you go. But what was the other thing that you wanted to talk about?
The other one was how we were talking about games because I I was making fun of you because it was about games and rewards because you were playing FIFA and you were like properly giving out to your, people on the screen like they were real. And it was, like you're literally reprimanding them for what they weren't doing, kind of like you do when you're watching Manchester United play. And it was absolutely goofy. So I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. I guess I can kind of get it with the sports balling thing, because I had asked him if players thought sometimes the penalty was worth the risk or whatever. And he went into this long explanation, which I was sorry I asked because I didn't really care about the sports balling thing. It was just more like a yes or no. And then I was talking about how he gets so frustrated because he thinks I'm a jinx. And inevitably I'll come in the room, or I'll come in the sitting room where he's playing and stuff, and then I'll say something. And he's like, fucking hell, Cheryl is on a winning streak until you came in. Now my men are all dead on the field, and I don't want all the money, and I don't, whatever he's on about. I don't really know. And then I was thinking, well, the reaction is so different because I have a little farming game that I play because I'm a dork. And I'm always like, oh, I got to go feed my chickens, or I have to go complete this quest for something. But when he messes me up, like, I don't know, I lose my chance of getting some gems or something because he distracted me. I don't yell. So I think it's a difference between men and female, and especially with like sports balling games and other types of games.
Listen, right? I was in the Champions League qualifier. Yeah? No. I was in the Champions League semi-final. Yeah? And my next match, now, granted, right, I've built this team up it's an Irish team. They're not in the Champions League. I had to win my league and then qualify to get into the Champions League. And I've won the Champions League 3 years in a row, right? So I'm in the semi-final of the Champions League, first leg, Manchester City, right? I'm 35 minutes in. Everything is gone great, 0-0. And then I hear the jinx store. And then the jinx opens the bedroom door. The jinx goes into the goes into the bathroom. And then the jinx comes crashing into the sitting room. And then the jinx is only in the room literally 30 seconds. Noel gets distracted. Noel goes 1-0 down. Then Noel, because he got distracted and goes 1-0 down, goes, Cheryl! Right? And then, of course, because I'm too busy doing that, I go 2-0 down. So then I managed to get it to the end 2-0. Now, granted, as I said, I've won this competition 3 years in a row. So I was going for 4 in a row, and I was very pleased about that. And, of course, the second leg came along. I scored a goal, right? So they were at home, so they can see the away goal. So you don't need to understand that. It gets complicated when it's home and away goals. But anyway, I got a home goal, and I needed another one to bring it to a draw.
Sorry, Lee, we're talking about sports balling, but it's a computer game, so I don't think it counts.
And then, of course, what happens? So I score me goal. That's great. Cheryl says something to me then because, I score a goal and she's happy for me. And then what happens? They go down the other side and the jinx worked again and they scored. And I got and now I'm in me again nearly last night. But this time she came out and I was determined to break the jinx. So I was in the qualifying round and I won 5-0. So I'm happy about that. So sorry about football, but she did bring it out. But she is right. The behavior between blokes and women when it comes to games, lads or men seem to take it a little bit more serious. Now, I'm not saying that women gamers out there don't. Some of them do, and they're very highly intense. But it's mostly a bloke thing. I mean, I've seen videos of people literally smash their TV screens because they've conceded the goal right at the end of the game where they should have won and ended up with a draw. Someone would pick up a chair and throw it through their TV.
I've never thrown my tablet because my crops died.
Yeah. So in fairness, she's right. She is right. Men and women do react. But I think men are a bit, we are a bit crazy when it comes to video games. And I do take them seriously. And she is right. I mean, even though I'm controlling these people, if they make a mistake and say, what are you doing? I didn't pass it there. I'll be giving out to them. I said, what are you doing? You're coming off, you tick. Like, I give a lot. I do. But we do love air games. We do love air games. But, yeah, you're right. We do take it seriously. A lot more seriously. But, yeah. I am very competitive, though. You know, I'm not going to lie about it. I like to win. I don't like to lose. You know.
No, that's clear.
As I say, as they say in this world, there's no room. There's no room for losers. You know, it's all about the winners. You know, none
Yeah.
of this participation box. You know, if you come last, you come last. You're crap. You improve to come better, to become better. But no, sorry, you get a pat on the back if you come last now. You know, none of that crap. If you're last, you're shit. You want to succeed, you get better. That's what you do. It's the same with video gaming as well. I get very frustrated when I buy a game at first, you know.
A farming game live stream.
Yeah,
That would be so boring.
Oh, you wouldn't, yeah, man. Yeah. She just sits there and she does, I have to say now, she'll be like, oh, look, I came in first.
Yeah, I do get excited when I'm in first.
She does, but
remember when I started, I was super competitive, and the first 2 weeks, like I stayed up because the competition on it ends on it's a weekly competition, and it ends on technically for me, it's Monday morning about 7 a.m. And I was in first and I was doing great. And then someone snuck up on me and I got really frustrated. I stayed up all night.
Did no, but like she was giving out. She was accusing them of cheating and they were, because they were boosting themselves up in weight. Like they waited until Cheryl literally walked. Now I have to be honest, because it was an intense week, because I was even keeping an eye, because she kept like, I'm in this place, and then she finally got the first. Worked hard to get there. And then this plonker comes along,
Cheater.
And then boosted herself up into fourth place.
Went from like 5,000 points to like 89,000 points in no. I mean, it's not possible. It made me so mad.
There was definitely something dodgy going on. But anyway, I could see Cheryl's face as your woman kept catching up. You could see it slowly but sure, because she worked so hard on it. Because like Cheryl doesn't spend the money, she earns everything that she builds on it.
Yeah, I don't buy credits on my game.
Yeah, she doesn't buy the credits. She earns everything on it. She's built this thing up, and then this prick comes along, and I hate the way they do that. Allow people to do that, because it's not fair on the people that really do work hard and don't pay any money. But as soon as you pay the money, then you seem to get special privilege and stuff. So yeah, that was. But I think you did end up right at the end, and I think she ran out of juice, didn't she? And you pipped her. Yeah, she pipped her then, but she deserved it because she worked hard and she was delighted. So she kind of knows how I feel when I'm playing games, but we're more intense. We are. Us lads are really bad. But we're like that with everything in life, I suppose. But there is no room for losers.
There's no room for losers. We're going to break into We Are the Champions, a little Queen song. There's no time for losers.
That's it.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to sing.
But that's what I was told when I grew up.
Well, no, I mean, growing up for me too, I mean, you won trophies for first, second, and third.
No place for losers. You know, if you want to better yourself, you know, I used to come last in races. I was shit at running. And I remember everybody gave me a hard time about it. Look who came in last, blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you, the next fucking year I made sure I didn't come in last. Right? I didn't finish first yet because I wasn't that fast. But I tell you fucking something, I didn't finish fucking last. I improved on the year before. None of this, here's a participation medal for you coming last. No. 4th, 2nd, and 3rd got a medal. And anybody after that was a loser. End of.
One of my PE teachers failed me because every time we'd play soccer / football, she'd for some reason think I would need to be the keeper. And so anytime the ball would come near me, I would just move.
Oh, like all girls, you do this whole thing where you kind of shield yourselves.
I don't want to get hit in the face with the ball.
Yeah.
I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Insert joke there. Take a shot if Cheryl had a double entendre.
Of course, women have come a long way in the game of soccer. Now we have women leagues and all. And I tell you, Cheryl will tell you this, right? I'm called it, right? Listen, Cheryl will tell you this. This is no lie, right? I get called all sorts, as you know, right, on Twitter, right? And right? I'm called a sexist pig and all this. But Cheryl, tell everybody what I do watch on a Saturday night, right? what you call it when it comes to sport, right? Tell them what I watch. Right?
On Saturday night?
Yeah, the football shows. I'm telling you the name of
Oh, I don't know what they're all called.
yeah, it doesn't matter, right? So, right, it doesn't matter, right? I
Pundit
watch
stuff.
the day, right? And I watch the Quest TV, I watch the championship and all of that stuff. But I also watch the women's football highlights, right? And because I have a thing that I can watch Manchester United TV on, sometimes I get to catch the women's matches as well. Women's football has come a long way. I was watching it last week, and I tell you, some of the goals. I tell you, so these. If I was to play football against these, they'd run rings around me. But the game, yeah, the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because there's calls for these women to be paid the same as their male counterparts. And I will say this: yes, maybe one day. But when the game gets to the level of the men's game, then come and talk to me about getting paid the same. I don't believe that there's any male footballer out there that should be on 120 grand a week anyway, 200 grand a week. I think that's ridiculous, But certainly I don't think the women footballers should be paid that sort of money either. It's ridiculous. I mean, the game is not even at that level yet. It's getting there. There's more money being pumped into it. But, I mean, even in Ireland, we have a women's football team, but I don't think we have a women's Premier League like they do in England. So we're still a long way away before we start talking about, bringing get women getting the say. Listen, when women football teams like Manchester United and all those other teams fill a stadium like the men do with 80,000 people watching them, then come back to me about their wages. But the game is not there yet. Remember, it's still the women's game for years has been let down because it was underfunded. Since the World Cup, the women's team getting more of a highlight, revenue has gone up and they've made a lot of money now. So they need to keep doing that for a few more years, build the game up. And they're doing it right now. This whole situation has kind of knocked every league back around the world. But if they keep going in the same direction, you give it 20 years' time, and I reckon, once you have established leagues, listen, every country that you have a male league and a team, you'll have to have a female team as well. Make it huge. You have to make it big. Have a women's Champions League, the Women's World Cup you have already. You have the European Championship as well. Make it as big as the men, but it's going to take a while to get there. But I watch the women's football. I used to be of the attitude years ago, right? And I do say it to Cheryl as a joke sometimes. Women shouldn't be playing football, but women can play. But women can play. Listen, when I was growing up as a kid, I actually played on the team when we used to pick teams. There used to be a couple of girls that used to play football with us, and we'd play football with them, and they were just as good as the feckin' lads, So I've always played football with a few girls on the team. We've always had, especially around Crumlin, where we used to live. When we played on the field there, we'd have 11 aside each, and there'd be a couple of girls on each team. And I tell you, they were just as good as some of the lads on the pitch. So look, I'm not opposed to it. I do when it comes to the rugby, I'm kind of slightly different on that because rugby is a more physical sport, and we've even seen in the men's game the amount of concussion injuries now. The whole of rugby needs
Can we stop talking about sports?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But the women don't face it as much as the men. No, but they're just as vicious. Jesus Christ! Last week I seen a 2-footed challenge. I swear, and your woman got sent off. But our teammate, I tell you, those women footballers when it comes to their tackles, though, they're brilliant. They have no fear. Here, listen, I watched the match one time where your woman was trying to get away from your woman. Do you know what she did? She pulled her fucking hair. She actually pulled her hair to pull her back because she couldn't pull her jersey. She just took a hold of her hair and pulled her down. There's some there's actually a YouTube video that you can watch. There's some footballer, I think she's either from Norway, she's either from Norwegian, or she's a Canadian footballer, right? And watch her video. She's literally 2 foot and challenging people. She's literally punching people. She's elbowing people. She's bleeding mad. She is. She never gets sent off. This thing 2 foot of challenges and everything. Well, it's gifted the gab, right? We can talk about whatever I want. If you
we were talking about it from a video game. Then you sort of went somewhere else with it.
Stop leaving me alone. Leave me alone. There's still 25 people watching, so just because there's a couple of people in the chat board with it, the rest of them aren't. So anyway, I am finished with me football. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. Listen, I just not. We just see, yeah, I don't know. Yes, there was something else you were going to bring up anyway, wasn't there? Or is that all the bullet points now?
No, that was it. I was just going to say, though, if anyone in the chat has any like appropriate questions or comments or anything, let us know.
Yeah. If you want to ask Cheryl a question about me that you know I won't answer.
Okay, hold on a second.
Don't worry, Noel. That was just Lee's way of making an entrance. I know it was. Lee likes to make an entrance all the time. That's why he keeps taunting me with 801.
Noel Garbage has a question I don't know the answer to.
Right, so hold on. The question is it, you said a rumor last year Jodie regenerates halfway through the season. Could this episode 8 be a lie, and that is a regeneration? You're obviously talking about series 13, are you? Well, what can I say about that? Except that what we do know so far, or what's been rumored, is that there are 8 episodes, but 6 are only going to be in the main series, and 2 are going to be specials. And during those specials is where she will obviously depart. As for the regeneration scene, there was a regeneration scene filmed because, they were, as I said, going to go. People can say what they want. Obviously, they didn't use that regeneration scene. So, obviously, there'll be a new one for these specials. But if all rumors are obviously to be true, obviously, remember that the Mirror is like myself. They're putting out news, a rumor and speculation they've received off a source, which they make clear. And until the BBC make it official, it's still only rumor and speculation. So nothing has been confirmed yet. I don't think there will be an announcement anytime soon. The official word with the BBC is they're not going to make a comment. So we'll just have to wait and see. Listen, my theory is this. I've brought it up already. Some are suggesting that the announcement will be made in the summer, because obviously that's when they'll finish filming, and obviously there might be photographs spotted of someone, and people will start making all sorts. But remember this, when they cast Jodie Whittaker, they were able to keep it secret right up until, and remember they actually filmed the teaser, that teaser where she's walking through the forest. How were they able to do that without anybody seeing them? And they were. So we just, look, I reckon they'll tell us just either before Series 13 airs or in the middle of Series 13 to generate the hype for everybody to watch near the end. More than likely, I'd say the beginning of the series, they'll probably announce the announcement, if there is one to be made, of course. Um, but at this stage, look, Jodie Whittaker is not the problem here, right? We all have said what we've said about Whittaker. You know, we know her weaknesses. We know what our strong points are, but we know who is responsible for the whole mess, and that person could still be in a job. So Whittaker leaving is nothing to really celebrate unless Chris Chibnall is gone. But this is a step in the right direction, yes, but he needs to go as well. So that's why I said everybody should be focusing on him. The newspapers have turned on him as well. So, I mean, we should be all piling on at this stage, you know, pointing out the glaring things like that article, for example, right? I know people mightn't agree with that article, but they are pointing out how bad Chris Chibnall is with characters. I mean, he's being accused now of, you know, being, you know, killing off another black actor in a show. He's, I mean, as well with the, as I said as well, I mean, he had a character in it for the purpose of telling us that they were gay and killed them off after 20 seconds. He doesn't do any of these characters any justice. And he's a fraud, basically. It's actually pathetic. And he's the guy now everybody should be focusing on. Because if he stays, what's the point? As I said, they could cast Denzel Washington or Tom Hanks. It's not going to make a bloody difference because you still have an idiot that's writing it. If you still have an idiot, doesn't matter. And I know some people are saying, but yeah, but even if the scripts are that bad, if they had a decent actor there, at least they make them bearable. Is that how low we've set our standards that we will accept it if it's bearable? No, not good enough anymore. It's not. He needs to go, and I do believe, personally speaking, this is just my little theory. I mean, I do think he might go. I just don't think they'll announce that yet. I think that's why the Whittaker news has leaked. I think that's why they went ahead with that to distract everybody. I think he might leave. That's just me talking. I just think he might leave. It's not news that have been given. I think he might leave. Because Whittaker did say she wouldn't leave unless he was leaving. And I do believe the reason why this was leaked is to distract us all, because we'll be all talking about that and talking about who we want to replace her. And Chris Chibnall can go quietly right to serious and then bow out. And then we find out after the fact that there's a new everybody. What do you think, Cheryl, anyway? I know you don't want to really go into too much of Doctor Who, but what do you think?
Oh, it's so hard because honestly, it's the interest level has just dropped so much. I just feel so like let down by it. It's sort of like I'm just gonna wait till somebody else tell me it doesn't suck anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, seriously, I don't. It's like part of me wants to watch it just to see if it gets any better, to see what's kind of going on or whatever. But then, because I mean, I do enjoy Doctor Who, and I've enjoyed several. I mean, I have enjoyed several episodes with Jodie's seasons. None of the ones have been written by Chibnall, I think. But you know, this was like the one they did for the New Year's special was good, and I was happy with it. But I don't know that it was enough that I was like, I'm super psyched to see what they're bringing for season 13. More, just let me just know when they find somebody else. But it's the writing that's just such the problem for me, and that it's so ham-fisted with everything. I miss being able just to watch and escape into whatever the plot was. The main plot, not all the little details or stuff in it. Everyone, they just kind of had us infer what was going on. You kind of took away from it what you felt they were trying to do. It wasn't implicitly stated, and I miss that.
Yeah. Well, look, as I said, there seems to be, you know, a bit of a turn on Chibnall, but it's not enough to make BBC sit up and take notice. Yeah. So keep hammering away, guys.
Well, and I know there's a lot of controversy going on right now with the TARDIS collapsing in on itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I've seen people get really animated about that in some of the articles.
I've
Right.
read, and things like that. And some other people saying, well, yeah, but it was a sacrifice that needed to be made. And just, so I think that's like, I think the big thing people are talking about from the Near special is the whole thing about it folding in on itself.
Right. Well, okay. Let's see what everybody in the chat thinks, and then I'll ask you what you think, and then I'll tell everybody what I think. So we'll go with you first, Cheryl, because if I start, we'll probably be here all night. So obviously we did watch, and at the time, I have to admit now myself, it didn't really register with me until it was actually brought up after the fact. Now I have to make that clear, right? At the time, I was like, this is a wow moment. But then when it was explained, because I'd totally forgotten, it still was a wow moment. But then I did kind of have this feeling like, oh, yeah, I felt a bit bad for liking it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, you can go first, Cheryl. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, where she had it go and everything is that the same as you, as you know, you don't think of the TARDIS as like a living being or anything, because you just think yeah. So I mean, you don't think about it like that, and I forgot about that, and then when other people brought it up, and it made sense. So, you know, I think maybe not being as immersed as much as a lot of other people in Doctor Who canon, I don't know like where that rates on the travesty of injustices being done. I mean, I get why she did it, and it was clever and ingenious and all that, but I don't know, because, you know, the Doctor's plan is to never, you know, take the life of anything.
Well, so, this Doctor is different.
Well, I know. I'm just making a general comment, so yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I know I can understand definitely why people are really upset about it, for sure. I just think for me it's a little bit harder, just because, you know, I guess just the way it's been presented, except for the one with Matt Smith, where, you know, what's her name? Iris? Was it Iris?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. But it was still kind of surreal, you know, when he had to rebuild the TARDIS, and he was talking to her and realizes she's like, I've always taken you where you needed to go, kind of thing. So yeah, it's just, I mean, obviously I think on some level we just kind of accept Chibs is just gonna do whatever he wants, and it doesn't really matter, and he'll write some way to excuse himself out of it. So I guess that's what I have to say, which isn't really much.
Right. Well, I'll try and make this brief. No, I will make it brief because I'm sick of bleeding giving out about him. Right. This is just another of the long list of things that's wrong with Chris Chibnall's writing and his Doctor. This Doctor seems to have no problem with killing any sort of life form, which we've seen actually in this era. But that's down to the person that's writing, and that's Chris Chibnall. And he does have this thing, and if you look at it, there is a lot of psychopathic undertones to it. I don't know what it is. Maybe he is secretly a psychopath or something, because, you know, some of the stuff that he writes is just doesn't make sense. And then when you see what he does to some of the aliens, or the resolution to those, what the Doctor has to do, or he gets the Doctor to do. I mean, she wiped out nearly 75% of the remaining population of the Earth. She lets a spider die. She kills a Dalek with a microwave. Fair enough, Daleks probably deserve it, because, you know, what they are. But then the TARDIS, then, it was only after the fact. But it's sickening what Chibnall's doing. It's like he has no respect. The TARDIS is just as much as respected as the Master, the Doctor, and all those other characters that we love. It's part of it. We love the TARDIS. You know, we got the Doctor's wife, obviously. We got to see that relationship on another level when it was done by Neil Gaiman. A good episode. I like it. I did like House. I liked the TARDIS. I liked Amy and Rory, and that was brilliant. Brilliant bleeding story, right? But that's how you do it, right? But we got to find out there that the TARDIS was obviously a living, sentient thing. It wasn't just a machine.
Right.
It's just he's right. He just has no problem of just doing things like this, and that's what worries me. What else is he capable of doing? Remember, this is the man that bastardized the Cybermen. He put dead Time Lords in them. Remember that. So he did that too. He murdered the Time Lords and then he put them into cyber suits, right?
Mhm.
And then he does this with the TARDIS. And remember, there's a kid on the table being injected multiple times to regenerate. That's the type of stuff he's writing. Then you look at the disrespect that he has towards the LGBTQ plus community when he does the scene, 20-second scene with a gay character and kills him off with a Dalek. And then we do see, and think about Lenny Henry killed his mother, right? Right? And then we have the scientist killed in the latest festive special. Killed by, how did he die again? He was, wasn't he shot or something? Or killed by Dalek, I don't know. But he was killed anyway, brutally, right? So again, he has a lack of respect. He doesn't seem to understand our consequences to some of the things that he's writing. And that's what it comes across to me. It comes across as someone that doesn't give a shit about the consequences and is going to write. And that's scary. Because what else is he going to do? Right? So he's already bastardized the Time Lords, as we know, right? Now, also on that, he's changed their canon as well on top of that. So what else is he capable of doing? Well, you've heard my rumor video. Trust me, at this stage, I wouldn't be surprised if everything I put out in that video was bloody true, and he does everything because that's what he's capable of. He doesn't care. This is why he needs to go. Jodie Whittaker going is not going to solve this issue. And you know what? In some ways, if she decided to go herself, it's the right decision. And if it was always the plan, then fair play to her. She did her 3 years, but it took longer than 3 years to get her 3 series out. But if she only planned to stay the 3 series, that's fine, right? But if she didn't, and she did hope to stay more, but she felt like she had to leave, then I feel sorry for her because she never got the chance that she deserved with the writing that she got. Now, she might have turned out to be still crap. But let's be honest, we will never know what Jodie Whittaker's doctor will be like because she was never given the direction. She was never given the proper advice, right? And she was never, ever given a decent script until the festive special and Spyfall Part 1, maybe. She kind of did well in those because she had something decent to work with. But still, her acting still does come into question, but a proper showrunner. But we'll never know. And I think they have room to listen. I know there's a lot of fans out there, especially the other side, think it's going to be another woman. I doubt it very much. I doubt it. If BBC had any cop on, it won't be. If they do it, well, then they're clearly wanting to kill the show because there's no other reason for doing it because it didn't work the first time. Why did they think it would work a second time? Actually, do you think it would, Cheryl? I'll put that question to you.
Do I think what would?
Do you think if they do replace Jodie Whittaker with another woman, and it doesn't matter who the woman is, right? But if they replace Jodie Whittaker with another woman, do you think there'll be less of a backlash this time? Do you think there'll be more of a backlash? Do you think it'll work? Do you think it won't work? What do you think personally?
I'd like to think there'll be less of a backlash because everyone got it out of their system already that we're unhappy with it being a female, whatever with that. But I mean, people are angry. So, this current era we're living in is just divisive across the board on so many levels. And I feel like you're going to get some people that were originally not okay with with a female doctor because of their thing with the show and stuff. And then a lot of people left. So it's like, who's left that still is going to care? People that were 100% for a female and thought it was the greatest thing ever. So they're going to be fine with that. And then the other people that weren't quite sure. And then you're probably going to maybe half of them be like, ooh, it's fine. It's not fine. So that's my non-committal answer right there.
Right. Well, the Avenging Nerd gave a more kind of a more.
A better, more concise, thought out answer.
Yeah, I think there'll be less of a backlash because no one cares about the show anymore.
Yeah.
So that's what you
Maybe it's hard to say because I literally cannot figure out what people get themselves upset about now. I mean, people flip out over the tiniest thing now, and then sometimes you think people should be flipping out about stuff, and then they don't. So I think people are broken.
Yeah, and we've got another series to go before. Obviously, she leaves, but that's still not good enough because if he stays, it's over as far as I'm concerned. It is. It's not going to recover if he doesn't go. He actually needs to go. So, he's the biggest issue we have. But yeah, listen, I don't want to get bogged down into Doctor Who again because we have been talking about Doctor Who even.
People watching, so please like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell.
Exactly. But is there anything else just before we leave Doctor Who alone completely? Just because we obviously watched the festive special. Now I still haven't gotten around to me review because I don't know if people actually want to.
I still think you should do it. I still think
Cheryl thinks I should still do it, but look, I'm going to be out straight with you. This episode was an improvement. There were some elements that did annoy me, but I did like it.
Yeah.
It's the best thing that Chris Chibnall has written for Doctor Who, but as I said, it is 2 years too late. But I cannot sit here and lie and tell you that it was absolutely rubbish because it wasn't absolutely rubbish. There were some good things in it, wasn't there, Cheryl?
Yeah, there was. Shane brings up a good point that if it's female again, he's saying it'll prove the agenda, but if they make it male, then people will be really upset because they'll say no, like not go back to a man. I mean, I think that's why it's such a hard thing to answer.
Well, this is the thing, yeah. This is what BBC are in an awkward position here, right? Because they have been pandering to a small minority and they've gained a lot of power, right? Now, to them, the logical step is to go with another female doctor, because that way then, as Cheryl has brought this up as well, it keeps the agenda going. Shane has brought it up as well, so that's a good point. But if they go with a male doctor, then they have admitted that they've made a mistake. Now, some people are saying that they don't think BBC will do that, but I think they've no choice now.
I actually think we don't really have a preference. We just want the show not to suck. Like, I don't care if the next doctor's male or female. I really don't. I just want it to be good.
Ooh. Well,
I know. Your social justice warrior, freaky wife's like, it's fine, it's cool, we can have women, whatever. But yeah, it's not a big thing to me at this point. I mean, do I think they needed to change the doctor into female? Like, was I bothered that the doctor had never been a female? No, I wasn't bothered by it at all. Did I care? No, not really. But I don't like the idea of going in and changing all the past stuff to fit a narrative that didn't exist. That part I'm not okay with. But as far as what's going forward is, I can't be asked to watch unless it improves.
Yeah, but see,
it's fun to watch. It's not fun to watch anymore.
Going back to the backlash that you were talking about, though, the reason why I brought it up was because, see, this is the problem now that BBC have. So they've got to choose which way they're going to go now with this next casting, right? Now, either way, they're screwed, because if they go with, obviously, another female doctor, there will be a backlash. I do believe there will be a backlash. Will it be as bad as the one with Jodie Whittaker? No, but people will still have a problem. They're still angry, and they'll come out and they'll express that. And it'll be the same with the other, if they go with a male doctor. The other side, which have a lot of representation and have a lot of power, they'll kick up stink, right? But they'll be heard more than that we'll be heard, because unfortunately, most of our side have given up all hope. Some have walked away and will never return. And some just don't care anymore. And again, don't blame them all because, they've been treated like shit for the last 3.5 years. Do you blame them? No. So, I mean, look, This is why I think this decision is going to be left to the last minute. There is no way they're going to make any announcement anytime soon, because as soon as they make that announcement, right, this is why they'll make it at the last minute, because even if there is a backlash, right, the decision will be made. They won't be able to reverse it, and they'll have to continue with it, and then the fans will just either have to get on board with it or move on. It's as simple as that. And I think that's the way BBC think, and I think that's the way they'll go about it. So if it is a man, trust me, it'll be the last minute. If it's another woman, it'll be the last minute as well, because they know there'll be a backlash either way. So BBC are kind of royally screwed right now. So I don't envy the person that makes the decision. But
as much as I love Doctor Who and stuff, at this point, I'm genuinely okay if Doctor Who exists for me only from 1963 to 2017 was that Capaldi's last?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that I would be okay with that. If all I can ever watch of Doctor Who are those years again, I'm okay. It's just like Friends. I don't need them to reboot Friends or anything. That I have 10 seasons of Friends, and I can watch it, and I will continue to watch it, and it'll be great, and I'll love it and stuff. But yeah, I don't feel this overwhelming need to go back, because it just doesn't feel like the Who I fell in love with.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting the next couple of months, though, folks. Next couple of weeks, months ahead. Because there'll be all as you can already see, obviously the newspapers are making up their minds who the front runners are. They're doing polls, and there's a couple of front runners there. Obviously none of this counts for anything until obviously BBC come out with some announcement, but it's gonna be interesting. And I'd say to those people as well that actually seem to get photographs of filming that happen to be if Doctor Who happens to be in their area, make sure you keep taking those photographs and put them up, because you never know. You might photograph someone in the photograph that's actually the new Doctor, and you won't even know about it. So keep an eye on all of that, and keep an eye on some of those Twitter accounts that do get a lot of photographs sent into them, because there are a few. Same on Instagram. There's a couple of people on Instagram that do share videos and pictures of filming going on. So look out for them as well, because be very interested to see what kind of because obviously if someone is spotted, they'll come out and say, yeah, they're a guest star, they're going to star as this character. But just keep your eye on, because Chris Chibnall does like to. Well, he likes to think he keeps things close to his chest, but it always seems to get out. But he'll have something up his sleeve, that's the way he is with his. Because we got Joe Martin, obviously a secret doctor that we didn't even know existed, but there you go. So he likes doing little things like that. So just keep an eye. The next few weeks and months is going to be interesting anyway. But at this stage, when Chris Chibnall is announced that he's gone as well. And I'm not saying it's going to happen after Series 13, but when it does eventually happen, that's when I'll celebrate, because that is worth celebrating. But Jodie Whittaker leaving is not worth celebrating. I did say if she left last year, just remember that I'd be doing somersaults and everything and whatever. But what's the point? What's the point? It's not. It was never really. She did things. We all know what she said and did, and the things that, but at the end of the day, the main problem here is Chris Chibnall. And, maybe we should have focused on him a little bit more over the last couple of years instead of focusing on Jodie, because we do know our limitations, and, it's done now.
I definitely think that's where all the energy should have been focused. He was the driving force behind
him and Pierce Wenger.
Told to do.
I know, but people, we all got sidetracked, to be quite honest, including me.
I mean, she didn't help. Granted, she didn't help with,
some figurehead, because Chibnall wasn't showing his face. She was. So I think that's why she kind of got it more, was because she was putting herself out there. She was doing those interviews. Where was Chibnall? Hiding away, trying to figure out what he was doing with his scripts. Or probably ringing up his mammy, can you help me with me homework? What's your homework? I'd write a story for Doctor Who. That's why we probably got a talking frog. His mother probably said to him, "Do you remember that when you couldn't sleep, son, and he used to get the frog puppet and talk to you?" And he goes, "Oh, that's a great idea for a story. I'll do one about a talking frog in a chair."
You know what? There are a couple episodes of the past 2 seasons, honestly, Noel, that I think the next time I have some insomnia, I might just put one of them on for background noise.
Yeah, actually, you
Because
should.
I know I fall asleep through several of them already. So.
Well, actually, you fall asleep with, you never get past the first 15 minutes of The Woman Who Fell to Earth.
No.
But the music and all bars the crap out of you. So maybe you should put that one on a 15-minute loop, because after 15 minutes, you kind of. So yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, the developments, and who's going to appear, the guest stars. Keep an eye on those guest stars. That's what I say. Keep an eagle eye. You never know. You might actually photograph or see the future Doctor, not even know. I remember Charlotte mentioned in the chat a few minutes back. Remember as well, because of the current situation that we're in, we mightn't even get to see this new Doctor either, because they'll film in a closed set. It'll all be done on a closed set. This will be, and with the restrictions, nobody's gonna actually really see Arton. So unless, as I said, just keep an eye. You never know. You might see them, but not know that they are the Doctor. Do you know what I mean? That's the point, because it'll probably be filmed close set. But it's going to be interesting. I tell you now, the fact that BBC still haven't said that is quite telling to me. But then you're not going to get an announcement anytime soon, because, why would they? They know there's going to be a backlash either way, whoever they choose. So you're better off waiting, sitting on it. And I would drop it just before Series 13, a week before Series 13, or the night that Series 13 airs. Not the way they used to do back in the old days, introduce the Doctor in the studio. Just but just because they did the teaser for Whittaker. No, go back into his studio and introduce the new Doctor. That's it. Everybody will watch that instead and not watch Series 13. And then it's done.
That's funny, Vanessa. That's funny, Vanessa.
Yeah. So you won't have to put yourselves through that misery, It's nearly over, folks. Well, no, Chibnall Air is not nearly over, but Whittaker is nearly gone. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe. I'll just say this to be positive, because Cheryl says, let's be positive. So I will say this to be positive. Whoever the new Doctor is, they could be an actor that it gives Chris Chibnall his spark. Right? Because let's be honest. As I said, he's got Broadchurch season 1 behind him. Nobody could take that away from him. Right? He's also got the stories that he wrote for Torchwood. Okay, Cyber Woman is awful. We all know that. But the rest that he did were decent enough. Right? They were good. No, they were more than good. I love Torchwood. Right? So I have to admit it. He was good there. Right? He might get an actor or an actress that comes in. We don't know who they're going to cast. Right? We don't know if it's going to be a man or a woman. Right? So let's just say either one. Right? This actor and actress could inspire Chris Chibnall to write his best stuff. I know that's me living in a fairy world right now, but let's try be positive here. You never know. I might light that spark and between his ears, where the brain is, and he might actually come out with something decent. But I kind of doubt it's Chris Chibnall. But you never know. You live in hope, as they say. Isn't that right, love?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, because are we moving off Doctor Who now?
Yeah, of course we are. Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Here's my thing that I started to tell you earlier, but you weren't really paying attention to me. But now that you're hostage and have to talk to me about it, we're going to. So here's the thing that was my big what? Okay, so Scarlett Moffat, from Gogglebox and all that stuff. So apparently what happened is her mom has a really bad online gambling habit, and it's all come out recently that she I guess she took £55,000 from Scarlett's account to try to win back money she had lost and everything. So like they're working on rebuilding their relationship and trying to like lend support for other people that have gambling problems and stuff like that. And I was just thinking to myself, I don't know, because I'd be a special level of pissed if my mom took that much money out of my account for online gambling. I think there'd be a while before my mom and I were talking.
Listen. We watched Gogglebox. Scarlett Moffat, unfortunately, she's got nothing between those two ears of hers. She's a bit of brain dead. That's why her mother was able to take 55 grand off her, because she would have been none of the wiser, because she's the type of girl that doesn't look after her finances. Sure, she looks like an Oompa Loompa anyway with all the fucking fake tan that she wears. So, you know, I mean, look, I seen her in Gogglebox. She's not the sharpest tool in the box, you know, and her mother, you can clearly see that our mother is using her because she's a bit famous. So I'm not surprised there that her mother would rip her off, because she's an idiot. So she deserves to be ripped off being an idiot for not looking after her own finances. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad because I mean, I know that people get like sucked into it, and we were talking about that. Like they do the ads on the telly, especially during like the sports balling stuff, and they're like, you know, if you think you might have a problem, and you know, bets off and all that stuff. But holy crap! I mean, they basically incentivize you to go in to do the gambling, and then they set it up in a way that you're tempted, like with small, like your first couple bets are free and things like that. I mean, I can see how people get sucked in. I mean, I think of the people that well, the article I read you about, it's the same thing, that ridiculous couple in America where the mom was trying to say that she shouldn't have to pay Apple or whoever for all the money because her kid wrapped up like $50,000 worth of games for some Mario thing he was playing or whatever. Like, you know, the farming game I have, you can do the thing where you click it and you can buy coins or you can buy gems and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't do that, but I can see how that would be really addicting because they make things, they provide things for you that you're like, oh, I'd really like to have this on my farm, and you want to buy them, but you don't have enough money and you're thinking, oh, it's just a little bit here and there. So I guess it's kind of the same thing with gambling. You're not really thinking of it. And, you know, I think of that because with my coins and gems that I use in the game, like I've got millions of dollars. Like, obviously it's all pretend money and I don't think anything of it, but I'm always, you know, thinking, wow, I didn't realize I spent, you know, $400,000 on, you know, orchids or whatever, which is ridiculous, but still the same kind of point. It's that, you know, I guess, you know, she's probably thinking she's only doing that's here and there. She's going to be able to do better. And then, no, it didn't go well.
Yeah. Actually, David is right as well. FIFA's DLC is gambling. Yeah, that Ultimate Team and Yoke. But you see, they found a way around that. But there's a couple of people that are lobbying to have FIFA's rating changed, so it's not for kids because there is a gambling. You're right. That Ultimate Team and all of that other shit, it is gambling and it's bad. And listen, you know, I've seen what gambling does to people. It is an addiction. But I mean, look, if I just can't 55 grand, man. I just, yeah. But watching those two on the TV, Peter Rich said it as well. Man, look,
God love her. She's just a simple girl.
Yeah, listen, right? They did a TV show, a reality TV show, where she was gonna go over and teach a tribe, right?
How to live like
right. Teach them, right? She literally got the studio or whatever to build them a house out in the middle of this tribe place where they live, right? So the tribe is there and they're all in their little huts or whatever that they've built themselves, right? And she literally has a home built. Obviously now it's not brick and mortar. Was it a real brick and mortar? I don't know, but it looked like a real English house. So she has an English house in the middle of the arsehole of nowhere. And then she's teaching them how to put on clothes and stuff like this. And they've never seen stairs before in their lives and all of this. She's teaching them. And it's the most ridiculous bloody thing. And the thing she's even saying to them, I'm saying to myself, these people are more intelligent than this one, right? So the fact that 55 grand was taken over, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But moving on from Scarlet Moffat, because I don't like talking about
I know, but I at least
people like that.
talk about it for like a whole 5 minutes.
It seems that I did bring up Doctor Who. You can have a Scarlet Moffat.
Thanks, babe.
Right, but moving swiftly on before she brings her up again. Let me see, what else was there? Oh yeah, the poster for Christopher Eccleston actually's audio was released. It looks half decent, but again, we'll have to see how good the writing is. But yeah, should be good. Even not watching The Serpent, we haven't watched it yet. That's the Jenna Coleman thing. Yeah, it looks very interesting.
Apparently people are not okay with her French accent, her Quebec accent.
Right, well, who gives a shit? Let them all
I don't
say
know, but
what
it works.
Well, if it's good, it's good. The accent shouldn't make a difference. I mean, look at Sean Connery, for feck's sake. He played Americans and still had a Scottish accent, and people were okay with that. You know, I think people are too serious. But I mean, when I know this will be brought up, but the recent film that was done about Ireland, but those accents are disgraceful. That's the difference. It's at least Jenna Coleman. We know she's putting effort into it, and she would have, and she probably would have got some vocal lessons. But you can clearly see that these people that did this Irish film that I actually did the reaction to was very bad, wasn't it? I mean, that's the cringiest thing. I mean, Christopher Walken is not too bad to a certain extent, but he there's no way he passes as Irishman. None of them do. It's ridiculous. Worst thing ever. I hate when they do it.
Wild Mountain Time.
Yeah, I just don't like when Americans do Irish accents.
No, because we're really bad at it. And I'm sorry, the Irish accent, the Irish accent and the Scottish accent are like, and Welsh, I would say, they're three really very distinct, awkward even thing. Like you can't just kind of fake them. Like you can't fake your Irish accent. You can't, like you can kind of muddle your way through like a Spanish accent. You can kind of like maybe not say everything exactly, but people still are like, yeah, okay, I got what you're saying. Not the same with Irish, Welsh, or Scottish. You just got to be able to, yeah. He did look exactly like Scarlett Johansson when he was 15. Noel and I watched, we were watching one of those videos. What was it, Noel? The thing where they're
yeah, we did. I forget the name of the video, but we do. Yeah, we checked her out. He does, man. I reckon that's her daddy. Hollywood is full of secrets. Remember that, daddy. I don't know, man. I mean, he's a great actor. She's a great actress. Let's be honest. She is a great actress. There might be a bit of, you know, maybe her real name is Scarlett Yo Walken. I tell you, man, it's Wild Mountain Time. It's the worst feckin' piece of crap PD Rich you'll ever see. Even as an Englishman, you'll cringe. It's bad. It's really bad. I had to react to it because I was sitting there on YouTube and I was like, Cheryl, what's all this reaction to this feckin' thing? She said, oh, just watch the thing on it. And I was like, what the fuck? Right? So I had to watch it for myself. I'll tell you, I thought Tom Cruise was bad. Tom, there's one thing you need to know, buddy, is you're no longer the worst person or the person known to do the worst Irish accent. You've been saved from everybody that's in that bloody movie. Well done. Far and away, his Irish accent was bad. Jesus Christ. Who's your daddy and what does he do? My daddy my daddy was worked at a meat factory. My daddy used to get the old pigs and turn them into sausages and stuff like that. That's it. But he doesn't do that anymore. No. The factory closed down. Yeah. And it was full of pig.
Where are you going with that?
I don't know. I was going somewhere, and then it's happening to me a lot. Maybe I got punched in the head too much when I was.
Did I hit you too hard with the frying pan the last
I
time?
don't know. Maybe I'm losing me whole the yoki bobs. Yeah.
When you lose your
I
yoki bob.
don't know. Something happened there. Me IQ. I was going to say me IQ has dropped. Me IQ has dropped.
Did you say your IKEA has dropped?
Yeah, I was going to say me IQ has dropped. Yeah. Funny. Anybody got any questions you would like to ask myself and Cheryl? Yeah, as I said, we still haven't watched Serpent. We'll wait until it's all released, and then we'll give it a go. That's the way we like it. We hate waiting each bleeding second day for the next week for the next episode and all of that. I know that's the way they've done it, but I think we've been spoiled with Netflix, where when they drop everything now, I think everybody just wants it all dropped at the same time. So we'll check it out. We
I think that was the hardest part.
Cheryl wants to watch as well as Victoria as well. She's in that. So we've got to check that out as well.
Yeah, Netflix did ruin it. That's what happened when we started to watch The Mandalorian. Because the first time we watched it, we had got to see the whole season 1. And then to watch it this time, we literally had to wait for each episode to drop. And that was frustrating. Gosh, remember the days when you used to have to like watch something on the telly, and if it came on, it came on, and if you missed it, you never get to see it again ever. Yeah.
Until it was finally released, when they start releasing DVDs. Yeah.
And if you started 15 minutes late, you missed the first 15 minutes. You didn't get to watch it on +1, or you couldn't rewind it or anything.
That's it. Retro Dicky says you need a new jar for your marbles, Noel. I do. To be fair, Jenna Moffat's plots did her no favors. Listen, Jenna Coleman's a great actress. She's good to look at. But when when Moffat tried to make her like the Doctor, then that's where I start having a problem. I think her best character in that was Victorian Clara, as everybody has said. If they had went down that route with her character, I would have had no problem with it. But we seen what he did do with our character, and it's not fair that the actress gets stick for it, to be quite honest, which is not her fault. But the character, I hate Clara Oswald. I wish the character never existed, to be honest. But did get a great send off, or so we thought, until Moffat decided to do what he always does. You can't just kill someone off. That's what I hate about Moffat's era. It became a bit fairy tale. Like, just kill them off. They're dead, right? They're dead. Leave it out. Dead.
Well, Amy and Rory stayed dead.
What?
Amy and Rory stayed dead.
No, they didn't.
In the future.
No, they didn't stay dead. They just went back to the past to live out the rest of their lives.
Yeah, and then they died, so then they stayed dead.
No, they still survived because they went back.
They eventually died because they were in the graveyard. They had tombstones.
Yeah,
they died.
That years after being in the past and living out the rest of their lives when they were
still dead. My argument still stands.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, because it doesn't.
Who's right, Cheryl or Noel in the chat? Who's right?
I'm right. Bet you I'm right.
Did stay dead? Yes or no?
They didn't stay dead.
They did stay dead. They went back, and the angels fucked them back into the past.
Yeah.
And then they died, and then they stayed dead. They've never come back to life.
Right, but hold on. Answer this simple question. Right? How long did it take them to die in the past when they were zapped back? Did they die straight away?
No.
No. They lived out the rest of their lives in the past, which means...
but they still died. The grave was there. Like, you literally see the date of their death, so they stayed dead. Yeah. I'm not wrong.
They died in the past.
It doesn't matter. They're still dead. Dead in the past, dead in the future, dead now.
They're only dead in the future because they went back to the past and died in the past after living out their last 40-odd, 50-odd years together.
But they're still dead. Anyone help me out? Anyone? Who's right, Noel or Cheryl? I need to get some closure on this. Okay, so Vanessa's like, the grave's right there, Noel, so...
Yeah, the grave is there, but they're alive in the past, so technically they're not dead yet.
But
we just see their grave. they're alive in the past because they got zapped back to the past by the weeping angel.
Just,
I'm only winding you up. Of course they're dead because the grave is.
why do you do this?
Because you know I love winding you up. See, I do this to Cheryl all the time.
You're so frustrating. Like,
No, I'm brilliant, am I? Brilliant.
no,
Right.
you're pain in the ass.
Well, he does have a habit of not killing people off, but in that case, he technically did and didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he technically, yes, they're technically dead.
I'm right. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. Rory had more comebacks than Tom Jones. He did. It's not unusual to be loved.
Oh, Lee Halford don't even know if Chips brings back Amy and Rory. No.
Oh, I got a little secret to tell you.
Oh, Chris Persa. Look at him trying to be all devil and misspelling my name, so I don't even acknowledge your argument now. Because my name doesn't have a K in it, so I'm not acknowledging your argument. It's not happening.
Cheryl, not to side with Noel, but who's to say a different doctor doesn't go back to the past and have another adventure with them? Remember, the doctor is no longer bound by time locks like the previous.
No, it's still dead.
Well, do you know what, Chris? I couldn't have said it better myself, mate, but we're well done for actually ending this conversation.
Damn it, Chris.
Well done. So, yeah, exactly. So, what Chris said, Cheryl, you lost. I'm only messing. No, you make a valid point, though. You do. The grave is still there, though. But Chris does make an equally good point there as well. Coming back as a plastic soldier on Moffat, not your best idea. Yeah, Moffat.
Rory.
Yeah. Well, I kind of liked it. Rory. Rory's character gets criticized. I think Rory was great. And he was there when it mattered.
Yeah.
So he was good. He was good. We like Rory.
We do like Rory. Rory was the best because he put up with everything.
Yeah, and we liked Amy as well. Amy was all right,
Yeah, Amy could kind of get on my nerves too.
Yeah, sometimes she could. Yeah. No, I agree. But she
and Clara were the two that really kind of.
Yeah. I liked Rory more now. Liked Rory more than I liked Amy. But they had their moments. The casting was perfect because Arthur and Karen, they were great.
Yeah.
So, let me see. Does anybody want to ask any questions? Go for it. Whack them out there.
Or any topic suggestions.
Or any, do you just want us to talk about something? Is there something you'd like me and Cheryl's opinion on? Because trust me.
Because unlike Noel, I won't just sit here and ramble on all night long. I'll be like, nobody wants to talk about anything. See you later. Bye.
Yeah, but then that's why Cheryl's YouTube channel wouldn't work and would fail, you see. Because when there's nothing to talk about, that's when a true host comes to their own and actually can bring up a topic that can actually move the conversation along.
When are we going to get a true host?
Right. So I bet Moffat could write a first post-Chibnall episode that would consign the last 3 years to the trash can of Who canon. Again, I said this before and I'll say it again. Unfortunately, I know the only way that some fans will come back is a retcon. It's never going to happen. So it looks like those fans will never be returning, which is sad.
What if it's a Garda box now?
BBC will never retcon this era. Never.
Yeah, Noel David wants to know, what if they replaced the police on the TARDIS with Garda?
Fantastic. That'll be brilliant. Do you know what? It's at least then there'll be no bullshit going on in the TARDIS. Do you know, I think it's time for an Irish companion. Someone that can put the doctor in their place when they're wrong.
I don't think we can do that because it's a family show and there'd be way too much cursing.
How about me? Maybe
no.
I'm the doctor's new companion. Well, I mean, they're bringing in what's his name, Bishophead, and I mean, he can't act to save his life. I mean, I could come in. Why not cast me alongside Jodie Whittaker's doctor? I will do what all fans wanted to do. I'll be the one that'll make her regenerate. I could play the new master.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could play, because we have a secret doctor. Yeah, I could play secret master. Yeah, secret master. That because remember, there was an Irish bloke in Doctor Who, so they could say that Irish bloke was the master, and I come back and I regenerated. So
Ardal O'Hanlon.
no Irish doctor, no Irish companion. No, it's a British show, and it should always have a British cast, in my opinion. Yes, you could bring in guest stars from different countries. That's fine, but when it comes to the main cast, no, should be all British. It's a British show, British institution, and I stick by that. An Irish doctor, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see it, but I can understand why it wouldn't happen, and I don't think it should, to be honest. And right now, an Irish actor, let me see who's good enough to take it. There's not many out there, unfortunately, that are good. I mean, you could give it to Andrew Scott, but I think he'd make a better master than a doctor. But he'd probably be my only choice. You could get Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, but then you'd have a problem with him because he's been.
Well, he just had another DUI, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He has his own demons with drink and stuff like that, so he'd be a bit of a problem. And then I mean, you could bring in Brendan Gleeson's son, but he's a bit boring and bland. So I wouldn't go with him either. And as far as the rest of them, there's not many that are out there that I'd say, yeah, give the role to. So no Irish doctor. No. Forget about it. No. Companion, maybe.
From your standpoint, the doctor and the companions need to be from the UK, right?
Yeah. For me.
So you can have Welsh, English, Scottish, Northern Irish, but that's it.
No, not Northern Ireland.
No, not Northern Irish.
No.
Why?
Because how do I put this without offending people from Northern Ireland? Because it's like some parts of the Wales where the accent's very thick and it's very hard to understand.
Yeah.
I mean, people find it a struggle in America to understand Jodie Whittaker. So you throw in a Northern Ireland accent on top of that.
Yeah, no, I know I have to use subtitles.
Yeah, you have to use subtitles with Jodie Whittaker. So could you imagine what it'd be like with a Northern Ireland accent?
Oh. Oh, hey, Daniel, you international legend. How are you? Sorry, hadn't seen Daniel in a while. Need to say hi.
Yeah, there was a companion in Big Finish called Molly. Yeah.
Of course, her name was Molly. I think I think the American Girl doll that comes from Ireland is Molly.
So yeah, no to Irish when it comes to Doctor Who. That's where I stand. You know, it's as I said, it's a British role, should be played by a British actor. And I said actor because, you know, for me, I know Cheryl doesn't have a problem either way. Look, you know where I stand on this. It hasn't changed. I was willing to give this a go after I kicked and screamed for a while, but it didn't work. It hasn't worked, and I don't think it'll ever work again. So
No,
you go back to what? So you go back.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but go back to what? Go back to what worked, and what worked for 50 odd years was a man. What was the question?
No, I was gonna say he didn't have a question. He just said we should use an alien companion or someone from the past, and I'm kind of with Vanessa on that. I think someone from the past would be a cool companion.
Like who, for example?
I don't know.
Who would you like to see? That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know off the top of my head. Just I hadn't thought of it, and I was like, oh, that would be interesting to have
Let me see, Doctor, who would I like to see from the past appear on the TARDIS?
Well, the Scott.
Albert Einstein. Yeah. Albert Einstein, for the Doctor to tell Albert that he was wrong because he was wrong.
Mm.
Yeah. That's what I'd love.
Well, but I mean, it couldn't be someone that is a fixed point. Yeah, like Victorian Clara. Like I think, like when they had Victorian Clara, that was really good, Lee, and I like that. So yeah, something like that, like a not a historical figure, but just someone from the past, like someone from a different time.
Oh, you mean someone from Doctor Who's past?
Yeah, well, no, just someone from a different point in history. I mean, it could be from someone from like the 1800s. It could be somebody from the 1600s.
Yeah, you're right, but I didn't want to pick anybody from there. I picked Albert Einstein from this century or last century or whatever. That's who I'm picking.
But it'd have to be like nobody. You can't have Albert Einstein.
Yeah, he'll die a few years, but they could do an adventure before he died.
Oh, you mean like the ways they tied in with Queen Elizabeth?
Or the way they did
or Marilyn Monroe?
The way they did with Vincent van Gogh, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's my choice. He asked Albert Einstein. That's who I want.
Okay then. Well, fair enough.
So there you go. So who would you pick?
I honestly I don't know.
We're saying bring back Jamie. That's why I chose someone else that hasn't been. That's why I was asking: is it someone from Doctor Who's past, or are you talking about just any person from history? Because that's who I'd pick, Albert Einstein.
I think it'd be funny to have like an ultra athlete, like Usain Bolt or something. Because then when she says run, like just that's just me though. Your silence is deafening, Noel. I can actually envision the facial expression you're making right now.
Just put Bill and Ted in there, LOL. Oh, Jesus.
Excellent.
Run like a duck. It's funny, but people who defend the Doctor being a female say it's a shape-shifting alien. He could regenerate into a monitor lizard for all I care. But if you suggest it being American, they say no.
Oh, yeah, Daniel, Nancy from The Empty Child. And the Doctor dances. She would have been a good companion.
She would have been, actually. Yeah, I think Victorian Gwen would have been a good companion as well.
I think it should be Amelia Earhart, and that's how they explain her disappearance.
Yeah. She went on an adventure with the Doctor, and then the Doctor screwed up. And she
out of the time zone.
They could do that. Here, do that with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, because Jodie Whittaker's Doctor kills everybody. So why not actually do? This is the time to do Amelia Earhart. That's it. You could do that, and then you kill her off, right? Because we don't know what really happened there. But Doctor Who could give an explanation of what they think, and we just blame the Doctor. The Doctor killed Amelia. There you go, bang, done. She kills fucking spiders and she kills bleeding Daleks without a bother, and has no problem killing off 75% of the remaining population of the Earth. Like, so
I don't want her to kill off Amelia Earhart.
She's a bit incompetent, so why not the TARDIS crashes into Amelia's plane or something and she's responsible? There you go.
Well, how about she just winds up in Amelia in the TARDIS, and then she just can't go back to her timeline. Something gets wonky in the stream, and then she just can never go back. That's what I'm thinking.
No, I reckon she should kill her off.
Why are you so depressing as hell? What? Why?
It have more of an emotional impact, because we'd all have something to give out about then again, because his writing again is not up to scratch. Anyway, I wouldn't trust him to do Amelia Earhart, Albert Einstein, or anybody else like that. Sure, he did Tesla and took the piss out of him. Get away. Yeah. Like everybody else takes the piss out of him. He was the man that we should be all thanking, not fucking all the other gobshites that get the credit. Greta Thunberg, the Doctor takes her to the moon and leaves her there.
Stop it. Leave my Greta alone. Leave my Greta alone.
I'm surprised though when they didn't do the climate change episode that she didn't just pop up on the screen. you know, when the doctor was showing all the pollution and stuff.
How dare you?
That he didn't show that clip. I'm surprised he didn't squeeze that clip in and she hire it up and she'd be there. How dare you? And the doctor say, yeah, how dare the human race? Yeah. No. Don't trust 13 with a guinea pig. I wouldn't trust 13 with a TARDIS, let alone.
You're all about murdering people on tonight's stream. What's up with that?
I don't know. Maybe I just like talking about it.
You're not going to kill her off. She can just go on the adventures because she's not in the Trying stream anymore.
No.
So I think a famous person that goes missing, that could happen.
No, because listen, right? No, doesn't work. You kill her off, right? Because she's dead, right? She was killed. She was captured and she was killed. Bang. Psh. Right?
I want them to do a Sherlock Holmes doctor.
You just want to know what happened. Our plane didn't crash, right? She was a seasoned pilot. She was captured by the Japanese and she was killed. End of story. Bang, bang, bang. Right? But we can make it a little bit better for her. Yes, Cheryl is right. Let's make it a little bit happier. Let's pretend that she went on an adventure with the doctor, but she has to bring her back and she's still going to die and she's still going to do the thing because, as Cheryl said,
you understand cheerful.
You can't change moments in history, Cheryl. So sorry, love. She died.
No, but we don't know that she said they never found her. Disaster area said she could be stuck in the future. The possibilities are endless. It's science fiction. No. Just go with it, Noel.
She died.
Just go with it.
Please God, and she died. She was spying for the Americans. Get away. We all know that's what happened. Right?
No, you could do it. No, you could do it. Anyone that disappeared.
By the way, look at Malaysian Airlines plane, NH, whatever that second plane was that disappeared, right? That plane just didn't disappear either, right? The planes don't just disappear.
Oh, the Malaysian Airlines one?
Right. Yeah. They don't disappear, right? Something happened to those planes, right? Telling you now, Amelia Earhart, telling you now, right? The stories and the main one is that she was captured. I well believe it.
I could get behind Sherlock Holmes and the doctor. The doctor doing like a Sherlock Holmes thingy. No. Okay. Well, I guess then I can't get behind that since you have spoken.
No. You can. I was Sherlock rubbish, or Doctor Who lock or whatever they called it. I don't know what they fucking called it. Whatever they called it. Right now, it was very well put together. The scenes, and maybe at one time it would have been fun to see, but no, I wouldn't like to see. Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character anyway. So no, if you're gonna do something like that, why not go and meet Conan Arthur Doyle? You know, the doctor.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm good with that too. Fine.
You know, go on an adventure with him, and maybe that's an adventure that the doctor brings Conan on, inspires him to write the detective. Sherlock Holmes. They go.
And that's where he comes up with the arrogance for Sherlock from the doctor.
Yes, exactly. There
I like that. Let's write a script right now. This is
right. Say, there you go. So you don't need Chris Chibnall. All you need is someone that knows the history of the show and knows what kind of stories fans would like to see. And you know what? So far, what we've pitched an episode for the last 5 minutes, I think we've done a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, no, I think that would be fun.
It would. And to make it even more interesting, right? You could
wait, and then obviously Watson's the companions.
Yes, but listen, right? But while Sherlock or while Conan and Arthur Doyle is on this adventure with the Doctor, though, right? Their adventure will feature some of the things that he will feature later in the book. So it'll inspire him to write the story. So you'll see things in it that will, and then when you read the story, that sort of thing. That's what you need to be doing. That's the type of stuff you need to be doing. You can do stuff like that. It's simple. You're bringing in, you want to bring in historical figures, fine. But that's how you do it. And make it.
Think about it. Doing it that way makes sense too. Is that he would get the personality, the smartishness of the doctor who put it into Sherlock, and then the wisdom of the companions and their real life practical knowledge and not being super geniuses, but still pretty friggin' smart, would be the motivation or the story behind Watson.
I just got sent an Irish TARDIS apparently
Oh, did you?
by Chris Persia. So let's say he said it's in my DMs. So let's see. I'll have a look at it first and see if. Obviously, I don't want to show you his private account, so just wait. I'll just have a look. But look, I mean, look, you know, you can do fan service. You know, you could do all of those things, but there's a proper way of doing it. And Chris Chibnall for me right now. He just doesn't look. Captain Jack, I said it earlier on, you do have to take into account Captain Jack and all of that. You do have to take into account that people were at home. But I'll also say this, you know, we all thought that this was going to do very badly in the ratings, and it didn't. You've got to ask yourselves why and the reason.
Chimes of Midnight. So put in the chat, like if you have a Sherlock Holmes story that you think would have been brilliant for Sherlock and the Doctor to
The Hounds of Baskerville.
Sir Conan Arthur Doyle.
The Hounds of Baskerville. I've given you the story. The Hounds of Baskerville.
Yeah. What would that look like in your Doctor Who world? What would that look like?
Well, it wouldn't be the way it was portrayed by Stephen Moffat and Mark in Sherlock anyway. It would be more traditional. So the Sherlock Holmes, it wouldn't be a modern take. So it'd be gone back. But there's the Irish.
Oh, yeah, the Masters Moriarty. Well done, Retro Dickie.
So there you go. Garda box. Oh, that is funny. But I do like it. But you see, even Doctor Who, even though it's a British institution, it's had impact in Ireland as well. It's touched a lot of people's lives. Doctor Who has. It's sad to see the demise of the show, but there it is. There, the Irish Garda TARDIS box.
So, who would be the motivation for Irene?
What?
Who would be the motivation for Irene?
Missy.
Well, yeah, but the Master would be Moriarty, so Missy would have to be the other version of it. Probably.
Now you're overcomplicating things like
this is what I do. This is what does your nut in all the time, isn't it? I overthink things.
Do me a favor. I have to refresh, so the stream is yours for literally a few seconds.
Oh, okay. That's really tragic. Oh, well, H.G. Wells comes up with a time machine. Ooh, I can see a whole thing going on with this. And that circle, Cheryl, is really large and kind of freaking me out right now. So, no, I could get behind that. Anything like that would be pretty cool. Oh, the Ranny, yeah. I think it'd be really interesting to see how that would all work out. I hear my little doggy coming. So I don't know, guys, what do you think? What else besides, so we got Hounds of the Baskerville. What else might be a good one? I'm trying to think of like all the ones. I think any of them could be good, but some might play out better than others. But I do like the idea of taking some real life historical figures and having them be inspired again by the stars. Night Charlotte. Yeah, I finally took over the channel and I'm really bottling it because I'm like, I wasn't prepared. I had my list of things to say and then now I run out of things. And this is what like Noel's job is, just to ramble on incessantly. Like that's what his role is on this channel, is to ramble incessantly. And I'm just like, ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. So I don't know, guys, what are you thinking? Anyone else that you would say would be like a really good story for them to have? You back there, babe?
Yes, I am.
I just kind of rambled and, I got all weird again.
Sorry,
I broke your channel.
Yeah, you probably did. But it doesn't matter anyway, Well,
I mean, I don't know what else we have to talk about, so.
Well, you were asking about the adventures. The Adventure of the Dancing Men would be a great story to tell through the Doctor's point of view. says Mr. CCDV. The Sherlock Holmes what's that word? Pastiche was
I don't
done.
know. That's a fancy word, time mechanic. I want to say it's pastiche.
Pastiche.
I want to
was
say it's
done
pastiche,
in
but I'm not
times of I can never say that properly. Wang Chang. Night, Charlotte. Good night, Charlotte. Cheryl, say good night to your fellow human.
I said good night to Charlotte already.
Well,
I'll say hi, Charlotte. Good night.
good night to you.
Farewell.
Have a good sleep. Right. We're nearly about to run out of time. We got 10 more minutes. So if you wanna get an old question in or two, man, this is
This is your time, by the way.
that somebody is haven't taken the opportunity to actually ask us a question that we probably wouldn't normally answer. It's all a lot more years would have been, more.
Yeah, this would be a chance to ask Cheryl anything within reason that she might actually answer.
Yeah, or something about me that I won't answer, but you think Cheryl will answer because she's always like.
Which reminds me, right now, I'm not a big fan of you as I'm looking over at the table at the side of your bed where you've left, the coffee mugs and stuff.
I was giving out about it. What about Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone? Marconi, inventor of the radio. Crossover with Ellen Ripley. Cheryl, how do you cope? Problem being
how do I cope? That is an excellent question, Lee. I would say probably some alcohol helps from time to time. And I think what really works, honestly, is that Noel and I have very different schedules most of the time. So because we're together all the time, it's nice to be able to have those.
Kind of a sexist question for him to ask. Anyway, he should be asking, how do I cope as well?
Oh, how do you cope? Oh, right. Yeah, I can see
asking how we both cope, not just you. Right? It's not about you, Right? Ask me how I cope.
How do you cope, Noel?
By staying up all night and avoiding you. I'm only messing. My coping mechanism is quite a simple thing. Whereas Ted, unfortunately, Ted has decided that his planet needed saving, and he decided that he had enough of this one, so he's flown off.
He's in a mood. He's had a really great day because he's been nonstop spoiled by mommy and daddy time, and he got to play with his pink Paw Patrol ball and wear himself out. So he's pretty excited. I think he's sleeping on the chair, isn't he, Noel?
Well, he's looking at me now because he heard that we mentioned his name. He's actually walking over towards me now, wiggle waggle with his big fat ass.
Daddy, you're going over to Daddy.
You coming over to Daddy? Say hello to everybody.
Lee wants to know, what do you look forward to about Blake 7?
I don't look forward to Anton at all. I'm not. It's spoiled and ruined for me anyway. So, and we'll see if I can stay awake because right now I don't know how I feel. What are you looking at me like that for, Ted? Do you want to say hello to everybody? But you can't because I don't have a camera. Do you want a huggies? Teddy wants a huggies. I'll give you a hug. Hey.
Is he growing?
No, he just, the way he pushes me away with his paw really aggressively. Yeah, because I'm holding him and he does it. The way when I talk to him a hug, he doesn't like it. Puts his paw out to push me. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
See you later, Mr. CCDV.
Give us a hug. Come on, give us a hug. No? Okay, get down. Go on your chair. Come on, sleep on your chair. We're nearly finished. We've got 6 more minutes. We've got 6 more minutes.
You should probably start winding things up now because it'll take you that long. But if anyone doesn't,
see, there we go. This is why she'll never be me producer. She's rushing me. I take my time and I leave when I want to leave.
I keep shit on schedule.
Right. Well, you might finish on schedule, but everybody knows me as the guy that doesn't finish on schedule. So
You're
if
also the guy who doesn't start on schedule.
I
You don't
have a
start on time, you
reputation,
don't finish on time.
I have a reputation
Of being late to and ending, like
Right.
both ways.
6.2 million is low, Capaldi. Yeah, but hold on, right? Again, I have to say this: BBC's ratings across the board were down. Doctor Who did better than all of the shows on TV. And people are conveniently leaving that out when they're doing the review about the ratings and saying it is. Yes, factually, it is the lowest rated, and facts don't deny that. But when you take into account that the ratings were down across the board, including Mrs. Brown's Boys, which lost a whopping 3 million viewers, right? Doctor Who did very well. And that's the reality of the situation.
Well, I guess here's the one thing that throws me off is a lot of people I keep hearing saying like, oh, well, because it's woke, we can't like with the Mrs. Brown's Boys, it's woke, so blah blah blah, it's woke. But if you haven't watched it, how do you know?
Exactly. And I did watch it, and it is woke up.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't watch it, so I wouldn't know. I think it's one of those things where it's like, if you really want to know, you need to like watch it yourself and see. So I don't think people saying things like I read like in some of the comments on the articles in the paper and stuff saying that stuff like oh, I don't know, the same kind of thing. It's just weird that it's like, well, I get it, but still. That got away from me. Sorry.
No, you're all right. I just see someone said they lost a million. But see, that's not the point. See, again, you are looking at it from that point of view. Yeah, okay, the show was already in a bad way. But what I'm saying to you is, with a show that was already in a bad way and on the decline, and then you look at the Christmas ratings across the board for BBC, the festive ratings, I should say, across the board, including New Year's, all their shows were down, but Doctor Who managed to maintain or just get under what the last one did. That's a success for BBC to what the ratings did across the board. That's all I'm trying to say. Yes, the facts do tell you that it's still the lowest, but considering where we all thought that where this was going to go, remember, some even in this chat and on this panel said they reckon it'd be lucky if it got 2.3 million. I was one of those people. We were wrong, right? It got double what we thought they were going to get. That's me point. All the shows were down across the board. We were thinking that Doctor Who was going to be hit. It wasn't hit as much as we thought it was going to be hit, and that's the reality of it. Yes, it still is the lowest festive special. You're right. Nobody could take that away. But it did better than when we all thought. We thought this was going to bomb. It didn't. And that's the reality.
I just wonder how much the ratings were low due to people having, been locked down for so long and having had to watch TV nonstop, that this was the time of year that people could get together with friends and family, and that maybe people weren't watching.
Again, yeah, that comes into it as well. Look, there's all different facets to the ratings. It's not just as simple as saying it was the lowest rated special. Yeah, the facts back that up, but you've got to take everything into account. Yes, those people that are saying people were at home, it was the only thing that was on TV. The Captain Jack factor would have had an impact as well. But also, as I said, the ratings across the board were down, but it didn't affect Doctor Who.
I mean, you still can't discount the fact that it was the lowest rated. I mean, that still stays. I mean, that still holds and everything like that.
It still shows that people are still not happy with the show. But what I'm saying is, compared to what every other show got hit like, Doctor Who didn't take that hit.
Well, didn't they actually have, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the viewing figures just kind of steadily drop throughout season 12?
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing too, because there were a couple episodes, like when they did Spyfall Part 1, I thought it was great. I was really excited. Then Spyfall Part 2 happened. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, you're right, Daniel. It won't gain. You're right. It won't gain. It won't maintain momentum. You're right. It won't. You're right. But listen, again, I have to say this. Yes, factually, the ratings were low. But as I said, you still also have to take into account all of those other things, including the fact, and people are for conveniently leaving this out, ratings across the board on BBC were down, but Doctor Who didn't take that hit. And why didn't Doctor Who take that hit? Because whether people like it or not, the amount of people that we thought wouldn't come back and watch did actually watch. That's the thing now. Whether that's down to the fact that there's nothing else on TV, or it's got to do with Captain Jack coming back, it doesn't make a difference. Doctor Who did not take the hit the rest of the other shows took. End of the story. The rest were all taking 3 million, 4 million in hits. Doctor Who didn't take that hit, right?
Well, I'll sit here and say, I mean, I absolutely was not going to watch. You know that. I wasn't going to watch at all. And then since you were going to, and because Captain Jack was back, I was like, okay, well, I will. I mean, I did, and I still liked it. I mean, do I think
we're looking at each other because we were genuinely surprised.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I was genuinely surprised.
You've ever spoken during the show.
20 minutes in, I was like to Cheryl, I was like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. I thought I'd be angry. And she goes, yeah, I was expecting this to be, but it wasn't.
My expectations were so low, and I'm sure that contributed on some level to me thinking it was so good, is because everything had been such shit. I mean, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say because I was so used to prior to that, you know, maybe having an episode of Doctor Who that I didn't like as much, but I still liked all the episodes. This was the first time that I've ever had episodes that I really just didn't like or didn't enjoy at all.
But you are right. The Daleks made a difference. Captain Jack made the difference. You know, what you call it, all the other stuff made a difference because, as I said, BBC didn't take that hit with Doctor Who. And by the way, even I'll put the American ratings up. It finished 18th, I think it was, or something, out of 150 rated shows. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but the details are there. I've put the graph up. I've showed the numbers of all the shows. It includes Doctor Who as well. Just scroll down and have a look. They're broke up into the different genders that watch, the times and all of this. It's all broke down. But no, you're making the same dumb arguments as the J-bots on Twitter. No, I'm not. And I'm not going to change my opinion on this. You are wrong. People are conveniently leaving there out. I'm sorry, but the rest of the shows on the BBC took a hit. Doctor Who did not take that hit, and that's a fact.
But the thing is that you guys can agree to disagree.
Right, but no, I'm not. I don't care. Look, this seems to be becoming a little thing. People like, you know, I'm sorry, I disagree. And
I don't think anyone has to be wrong here. I think it's just a matter of perspective.
It's the way it's put across. They're making the same dumb arguments. It's not a dumb argument.
Well, okay. I mean,
it's not a dumb argument. I don't care if you don't want to. If you don't want to agree with that, that's fine. But it's not a dumb argument. It's an argument that I think is very valid.
I think both arguments are valid. I do. I think both sides have merit to their argument.
No, it's not. No, just because they use it doesn't mean it's any less valid, though.
No, I'm just saying it's still valid. I mean, there are things that make sense that yes, they, you know, people may not have watched, or people came back to watch for this, or they didn't watch for that, or whatever. But the fact is, it's still lowest rated. I mean, I think both it works on both levels. I just don't think it's something to, you know, get snippy about.
Right. Well, I've said my piece on it anyway, and that's my opinion. So.
And you're entitled to that, and just like he's entitled to his.
Right. Well.
Which reminds me, you know what, before we go, I know I said you should leave something with me, and it's totally off topic, and this is the best time to bring it up because I'm super changing the subject right now, is that I just want to throw this out there is I know I'm all about wanting to be kind and friendly and have us all chat and things like that, but there's a couple things, and I think maybe because I'm not always on the channel and people don't realize how much things I see and what I hear and stuff, that I'm just going to say this, that there are some people that come to the streams, our streams, that have created more than one account for different reasons and play both sides, like, you know, go over to people that are, you know, being ratchety on one side and going after them. So the extremes on both sides. And I just think it's a shit thing to do. Like, if you want to come to the channel, I mean, if you want to come to the channel, you're welcome. Whether you agree or disagree, you're absolutely welcome. We want you here. But don't come here and be like, oh, here's stuff that happened and boo-hoo, and then go around to the other side and be like, oh, here's stuff that happened and boo-hoo, because that's just lame and stupid. And if you're the person that's getting ready to type like, oh, I hope you're not talking about me. Are you talking about me? Could you be talking about, if you're typing that or thinking that, then yeah, I probably am. I'm not trying to call anyone out specifically, and I'm not saying that anyone in the chat is doing that. I'm just saying, if you're watching this at any point and you're like, oh, I wonder if she's talking about me. Well, I don't know. Are you playing both sides? Are you, you know, making an account for, you know, to talk to people that are less fans or not at all fans of what's going on now? Or are you making an account so you can go tell people how crappy all the people that don't like Doctor Who now are? Whatever. I mean, or playing both sides of going over to channels where, you know, there's conflict and stirring the pot and saying things, especially because, you know, that's not what this is about anymore. Like, we're not doing that. So I'm just going to remind everyone again, we're here. You know, one of Noel's things he really wanted to do going into the new year was kind of change things up a little bit, just so it doesn't get stale. And I agreed to come on for some freshness, and we want to come on and bring some happiness, and we can still discuss things and still be crabby and still rant and things. But basically, you know, like I said, you're welcome, but it's not really appreciated if you're coming here just to stir things up or create drama or anything, because none of us need that. I mean, there's literally enough going on in the world right now in real life, anywhere you live, where you don't need to seek out or facilitate drama. So just don't. Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, that was all I had to say.
Okay. Right, well, we'll leave it at that. And we'll see you back here next week, or Sunday now, isn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So next Wednesday. So I mean, look, I stand by what I say. You know, considering that BBC had taken the hit over all of their, you know, Doctor Who actually did well. And, you know, I'm not going to back down from that. And if, you know, that's you have to look at it objectively. And look, I'm not going to get into it. That's how I feel. I mean, the ratings across the board did. I mean, look at EastEnders, for example, the weeks leading up. Everybody was thinking that Doctor Who was going to take the hit. It didn't.
Well, like you said, he's not attacking you personally. It's just the argument. And now he's all frustrated because apparently he spent tons of time arguing with the J-Pot and defended his position. And now you're like, nope, I agree. So
that's fair enough. He can argue, but I think it's a valid opinion. I'm sorry. It has come from a J-Bot and he doesn't like it. That's fine. I get that. Right. But it's a valid opinion. It doesn't matter if it comes from a J-Bot, because it is a valid opinion. The ratings were down across the board from all their shows, but Doctor Who didn't take that hit. I'm not saying because it didn't take that hit that all of a sudden this show is successful. It's still a shit show, but we were expecting this to go down 2 million in the ratings. Some were even speculating 1.5 at one stage, right? But it didn't take that hit. It maintained a 4 million, just over 4 million watching it. That's all I'm trying to say. But we have to look at why it did. And Captain Jack factor does feature into it, but you also can't. You cannot ignore the fact that the rest of the shows across BBC did take a hit, but Doctor Who didn't take such a big hit like the other shows did, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
But see, and this is another example, though. Like, you and Lee are so totally fine, but you're not agreeing at all, and you can do that. And that's the thing I think so many people have forgotten how to do, is that You can have a disagreement with somebody. You can absolutely 100% be like, no, that is not how I feel. This is the way I feel. And you can still be okay with them and friendly. There's certain things that just aren't worth it. Now, like if somebody does horrible things in the world, that's an entirely different situation. But like people that have been falling out over, TV shows and things like that, like that's what I don't get.
Listen, he's very strong-minded with his opinion, and he knows I am as well. And I know if he was on here, he'd fight his corner fair and square, just like I'd fight my corner fair and square. I don't hold any ill will towards him. I think he is wrong, like he thinks I'm wrong. I do disagree with him, and he disagrees with me. I think you have to look at the whole thing as a package, and considering, as I said, and I keep saying, the BBC took a hit across the board, but Doctor Who didn't take that hit, right? Okay. It didn't take that hit, and that's all I'm just trying to say. I'm not saying it's successful now. I'm not saying it's going to gain momentum or it's going to continue its momentum. I believe it's too late. I even said it when I watched it. Yes, it was an improvement, the special, but it's 2 years too late. I still stand by.
All I'm saying is this has just been a perfect example of what a lot of people unfortunately can't seem to do these days, which is to have a discussion, not agree, and then still manage to be able to be civil and draw a line under and say, you know what, I don't agree with you, but that's how you feel, and I'm gonna respect you and your passion for that.
Yeah, Love and Monsters is 10 out of 10. You're right, Raymond, and I'll fight anybody on that one as well.
Okay, well, I'll fight you in a minute then.
Right, but no, all joking aside, but Cheryl is right about one thing. It's different opinions, So good night, Tim. But listen, we'll the next, as I said anyway, Doctor Who fandom. It's going to be an interesting time. I'm already seeing stuff on Twitter that's eye-opening. You've got one side, obviously, happy that Whittaker is gone. It's actually split into different factions now, because you got one side that's happy that Whittaker's gone, and are happy that Whittaker's gone, and they don't mind so much about Chibnall. Then you got fans that are disappointed that Whittaker is gone, obviously, and Chris Chibnall's still here. But the Chris Chibnall is the person that needs to go. None of this.
Your resolution of the Daleks was a success. Changed my mind.
Resolution of the Daleks was a success. Very funny. The UK has 27 million households paying the
there's one before that.
5.6 million bothered to watch. That's not a success. Yeah, but even at its height, Doctor Who only got 14 million people watching. I mean, I think that's a bit. Come on, fight fair. Is they're gonna fight, at least fight fair. That's not a fair argument to make at all. TV has changed. I know that they're never gonna get the viewing figures that they got back in the day.
Well, and TV is dying because they keep remaking things instead of coming up with new ideas.
No, I'll agree with that. Yeah, 100%.
And somebody said it. I don't remember who said it on your chat earlier. It was on one of your streams before, but I know I've said it before and just want to reiterate. Like, I personally, like, the reason I wasn't bothered about the Doctor being a male or female is because it's been a male part, and that's fine. So whatever. It's just that I don't want females to get parts strictly because they're just female. Like, if you want to write a strong female lead, then please write something new and original for a female and make it a strong female lead. Don't take roles that are in existence already. Like, I don't need to see a female Sherlock Holmes or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure that they're creative and whatever, but still, I just would like something to be new and original. And you can't tell me nobody's got ideas anymore, that you can't come up with anything.
Exactly. Right, I'm going to leave it at that because I'm actually getting my voice is getting hoarse now. And
it's because you've been awake too long. You've been talking too much today.
I know. Yeah. Right, we'll leave it at that. That's Gift of the Gab for you. I hope you have enjoyed.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
But what?
I said thank you to everyone for joining us. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I thought you said something about cake or something. I'd say thought that in my head.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Right, we're gonna leave now because let me know. Yeah, that's done ages ago, Cheryl. You Lula.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I should have actually read the messages beforehand, but there you
Probably.
go.
But anyway.
Right. That's being gifted the gab. Did someone say cake? Well, you're definitely not getting any of my fucking cake. So you can stay away from my cake. It's my cake. You ain't getting any of my cake until you agree with me.
Well, anyway, thank you for everyone. Please feel free to put in the comments any suggestions you have for, what you'd like us to talk about, or if you have any topic suggestions or things like that. We're definitely open to discussion ideas and want to make it an interesting stream that people will want to listen to and participate in. So
right, if you want cake that badly, then
Lee,
you must,
over, I'll give you some cake.
Well, then you must retract your statement.
Lee, I'll just give you the cake anyway. Come on over, hun. It's fine. I'll get you the cake.
No, don't mind. I'm in charge, yeah. Right?
I got your cake.
It's my chocolate cake. Right?
I got your cake.
By the way, it's triple chocolate. With some lovely chocolate and more chocolate. It's not like the cake now, Matilda, but it's nice. It's nice, but
I got your cake, boo boo. You get it. Don't worry about it. I'll get your cake.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go before I get sick of
Lee's over there right now, just being like, "That's right. Cheryl's gonna hook me up with cake. No, you suck."
Yeah, well, it's my cake. You ain't getting my cake.
It's very light and fluffy.
I'm literally trying to scroll the mouse down so I can see the video. So it's not that I don't want to go. It's not that I want to stay. It's like oh man, how am I gonna? If this doesn't work, man, I'm fucked. Right, hold on. This is going to be a 24-hour stream.
Oh, you can't get the stream to stop? Thank you, Lee. I'm glad. I agree with you about everything too.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Yeah, traitor.
Ted and I are both traitors.
Traitor. Should always side with your husband, even if he's wrong.
Oh, okay. Then I'll side with you.
All right. No, because you sided with Lee. It's too late. It's done. I know where I stand. There you go. So overshadowed by Ted. Now Lee. Who's next?
I don't know. Who would you like to be next?
Oh, Jesus. At this stage, man, I might as well just sit in the corner.
Watching. This should be entertaining for the next 20 minutes as Noel figures out how to end the stream.
I'm nearly there. I'm at the Tarda Zone Talks video. I just need to get down a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
It'll probably take another 5 minutes because that's.
I know. To think you wouldn't spill tea all over your Chromebook and stuff. It might still be working.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was me. I didn't know my jacket was going to hit off the fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. Right. I got it. Right. Listen. Thanks for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And I was your host. Cheryl was a host, but I forgot to put hosted by Noel and Cheryl.
I just saw that.
It's just hosted by me.
Yeah, just you, because it's all about
the hostess with the mostest.
Are you the hostess with the mostest, really?
No, I didn't say that. That was someone else. Seriously, it wasn't me. It was someone from the future.
I'll say goodnight to everyone while you finish it up. So
right, well, she's got to say goodnight. The owl ball and chain, the owl wife, the owl, bird, the owl. What's the other one? What's the other one?
I don't know, but stop calling me old.
The owl, not old.
Still,
owl.
I like it. I don't like it.
The girlfriend. No, she's not the girlfriend because I married her. The wife, the prison officer.
Oh, just keep going, you weirdo.
The frying pan smacker.
Are you watching Blake 7 tonight? No.
Guess Blake 7's on high aces again. I'm gonna be honest with you, probably, but I can do it tomorrow night instead. Seriously, I'm not
kidding, but seriously, he's never been up this long. I swear.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. I don't even know what time it is. I don't even know what day it is. She's after fecking me up completely now. It means I'm actually going to get up when it's bright. Oh, sunlight kills me. Now we'll do it tomorrow. So tell everybody tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow. I think Monday be better for everybody anyway. But yeah, Monday in Discord, apparently someone can set it up. So we'll see what the story is with that. Yeah, well, yeah, do you know what? I was gonna actually watch the football, but you're right. I'm going. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna have something to eat first. I might eat Ted first, and
No.
then Cheryl is the main course, and then I have the chocolate cake there. I'll finish.
He is a vampire disaster. He is. He freaking refuses to turn lights on.
Yeah. Well, do you know why? I'll tell you why I stay up at night time, right? Because I like the night. It's nice and quiet. Well,
because the night belongs.
Well, if you live with Cheryl, it's not quiet. But yeah, if I was living on my own, it's nice and quiet. You know, you can hear the weird sounds of the night.
Say goodnight, Noel.
Look up into the sky, see sparkly stars and weird shit in the sky.
Say goodnight, Noel.
And now I'm going to eat some apple pie.
Say goodnight.
Before I die. And it's time to say goodbye. Good night, folks. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Cheryl is going to leave you now. And if you do hear a frying pan in the background, I do apologize. So until next week, well, it is next week officially. No, it's not actually, because it's still, Jesus, it's 10:30. It's not even past 12 o'clock yet. Are you serious? Oh my God, this day is that the dragon in. Right, I'll see you on Wednesday. So stay safe, look after yourself, and take a chill pill and stay cool. Good night. Right, just before we go, I just seen a whopper little comment by Lee there. He says you can have the dog, you can have the is that the going back? It's that you can have the football, and you cannot have the cake. Well, I'm going to have a big dirty slice of it now. So ha 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 ha. I'll see you later. Good night, Lee. It'll be interesting when I bring it on. We'll pick up this conversation again. It'll be interesting. I think we should actually talk about it. It'll make a good stream. To hear that two people that are supposedly on the same side having a different opinion. Who are you calling it? Bitch. Good night. See you all. Stay safe. Good night, Chris and all me mods, except for Lee, because he's a little.
Good night, Lee. You're my favorite.
Oh my God, you're a traitor. Good night. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.